Chinese President Xi Jinping has arrived in South Africa for a state visit ahead of an important summit on China-Africa cooperation later this week. He's announced billions of dollars in new trade and investment projects. But as Tanya Page reports, there's also a push to strengthen cultural ties.
President Xi Jinping has deep pockets, and China has always been willing to spend in Africa.
China-South Africa relations are in the best shape ever. Just now we had fruitful talks. We witnessed the signing of many agreements to deepen relations.
He's here for the Forum on China-Africa cooperation. The Chinese dragon has traditionally been hungry for Africa's raw materials. China is Africa's biggest trading partner. Over the past 15 years, trade has risen from $11 to $220 billion. Its investments now total $30 billion. But in the first half of this year, investment slumped more than 40% compared to the same time last year. That's because China's economy is slowing. That's hit commodity prices, which many African countries are overly reliant on. But that's just one side of the story.
China has a need in terms of resources. It's a changing economy, so it's increasingly becoming a consumer-driven economy. And so I wouldn't say that China needs Africa as much as African countries need China.
Chinese investors are developing this site near Johannesburg. It will have hotels, a hospital and up to 50,000 new homes.
At this stage, most African countries are developing really slowly, but we see similarities with how China first reformed 30 years ago, so we have great hope Africa can grow as we did.
China's role in helping develop the continent is welcomed and needed. Its interests are also broadening. In recent years, the agenda of the Cooperation Forum has expanded to include strengthening cultural ties, which are now quite good here. During apartheid, Chinese people were oppressed by the government as well, and this was once a whites-only area, but now it's home to Chinatown in Johannesburg. In fact, President Jacob Zuma officiated when this gate was unveiled. Zuma's government has announced that from next year, Mandarin will be taught in some public schools, with China providing the teachers. The idea has its critics, who accuse China of being the new colonizer, but it is a sign of how important their respective governments view each other. Tanya Page, Al Jazeera, South Africa.